darkness, despair. A place where the light barely touches and the shadows seem to have a life of their own. A world where shadows whisper and demons lurk, waiting for the unwary to stumble into their grasp. This is the world of Spawn, a place where nightmares are real and the line between good and evil is blurred. A world where heaven and hell wage an eternal war for the souls of humanity, each side vying for dominance. Caught in the middle is Simmons, a man who was once a soldier, now reborn as a dark warrior. He is Spawn, a creature of immense power, fueled by necroplasm, a substance that grants him incredible abilities. Spawn's world is not for the faint of heart. It is a place of relentless danger and unending conflict. It is a world of brutal violence and terrifying creatures, where every corner hides a new threat. But it is also a world of redemption and hope, where even the darkest soul can find a glimmer of light. Spawn's journey is one of pain, but also of love. His heart still beats for Wanda, his lost love. He fights for his humanity, for his lost love, Wanda, hoping to reclaim a piece of his former life. Spawn's story is a tragedy, a tale of a man torn between his past and his dark present. It is a story about the choices we make and the consequences we face, a reflection of our own struggles. It is a story that will stay with you long after you finish reading it. So enter the shadows if you dare. Descend into the depths of Spawn's world, where every step takes you deeper into the unknown. But be warned, you may never want to leave, for the darkness has a way of drawing you in forever. Simmons was a soldier, a skilled assassin, trained to be the best in his field. He lived in the shadows, a weapon for the government, executing missions that no one else could handle. But his life was a lie, filled with secrets and betrayals. Betrayed by his superiors, Al was murdered and cast into hell, a place of eternal torment. In the fiery depths he made a deal with the devil, Malebolgia, trading his soul for a chance to return. He would return to Earth, to see his beloved Wanda again, the woman he cherished more than anything. But the price was high, and the consequences were severe. Reborn as a Hellspawn, Al was twisted, his body a weapon, his soul forever changed. Gone was the man he once was, replaced by a being of darkness and power. In his place stood Spawn, a creature of unimaginable power, driven by vengeance and sorrow. His suit, a symbiotic being fueled by necroplasm, gave him abilities beyond human comprehension. Each use of his power brought him closer to returning to Hell, a fate he desperately sought to avoid. Spawn's world is a reflection of his own tortured soul. The alleys are dark and dangerous. The buildings loom like watchful giants. Every shadow holds a threat. His enemies are cruel and powerful. The Violator, a demonic clown, mocks Spawn's pain. He is a constant reminder of the darkness that consumes him. His laughter echoes in Spawn's nightmares, but there are glimmers of hope in this darkness. Cogliostro, a mysterious sorcerer, offers guidance. He sees the good in Spawn, the man beneath the monster, a soul torn. Wanda Blake, the woman Simmons loved deeply, is the anchor to his humanity, the light in his darkest moments. Her memory haunts him constantly, a painful reminder of what he has lost and can never regain. But time has moved on, indifferent to his suffering. Wanda has married Terry Fitzgerald, Al's best friend, creating a new life without him. Spawn watches from afar, his heart breaking with every glance. He cannot reveal himself to her, not in this monstrous form he has become. The guilt and pain eat away at him, consuming his very soul. Wanda represents everything Spawn fights for, the embodiment of his lost humanity. She is the hope that keeps him from succumbing to the overwhelming darkness. She is the reason he clings to his humanity, the beacon that guides him through his torment. Malebolgia, the ruler of the 8th sphere of Hell, is Spawn's creator and tormentor. He sees Spawn as nothing more than a weapon, a pawn in his war against heaven. The Violator, Malebolgia's son, delights in tormenting Spawn. He is a constant reminder of Spawn's demonic nature. His laughter is a mocking echo of Spawn's pain. The demons and devils that populate Spawn's world are reflections of his inner turmoil. They are the embodiment of his rage, his pain, his guilt. Spawn's world wasn't confined to comic book pages, it leaped into reality through McFarlane toys. These weren't just toys for kids, they were detailed, gruesome, and undeniably cool. Collectors, young and old, were drawn to the dark artistry. Spawn, Violator, and the rest became icons of a generation. McFarlane toys proved that there was a market for darker, more mature collectibles. They paved the way for a new era of action figures. Spawn's legacy continues to this day. He is a reminder that even in darkness there is hope, that even a monster can find redemption. His story is a testament to the power of love, loss, and the will to survive. Spawn's world is a dark reflection of our own, but it is also a world of beauty and wonder. It is a world that will continue to captivate and inspire us for years to come. The early 90s, a time of cultural shifts and new beginnings, a time of grunge music and radical changes in comics. The air was thick with rebellion and creativity. Artists like Todd McFarlane, tired of working for the big guys, decided to forge their own path. They created Image Comics. It was a revolution, a bold move that shook the industry to its core. These guys, they'd made their bones drawing iconic characters, and now they were free from corporate constraints, free to unleash their full creative potential, free to tell their own stories, free to push boundaries, and boy did they. They explored themes and ideas that were previously off limits. Among these new creations was Spawn, a character born from McFarlane's high school sketchbooks, a vision that had been simmering for years. Spawn was dark, gritty, and unlike anything else on the shelves. He was a breath of fresh air in a market saturated with traditional heroes. He was an instant hit. Fans couldn't get enough of his complex story and unique design. Readers loved the dark tone, the cool costume, and the complex anti-hero. Spawn was a character they could relate to on a deeper level. Spawn quickly became Image's flagship character, a symbol of the new era of creator-owned comics. He represented a shift in power from publishers to creators. McFarlane, with his bold art and edgy storytelling, had tapped into something special. He had created a character that resonated with a generation. This wasn't just another superhero comic. This was something different, something darker, something more. It was a revolution in storytelling, a new chapter in the history of comics. Image Comics, with its bevy of superstar artists, was a runaway success. Founded in 1992 by some of the most talented and rebellious artists in the industry, it quickly became a powerhouse in the comic book world. The freedom it offered to creators was unprecedented, allowing them to retain ownership of their characters and stories. But success can be a double-edged sword. Creative differences emerged. The very freedom that fueled their creativity also led to clashes of vision and direction. The collaborative spirit that had initially driven Image Comics began to show cracks. McFarlane, always the visionary, decided to go his own way. He had a clear and distinct vision for his creation, one that he felt could only be fully realized if he had complete control over it. He formed his own company, aptly named Todd McFarlane Productions. This move was not just a business decision, it was a declaration of independence, a statement that he was ready to take full responsibility for his creative destiny. This wasn't a split fueled by ego, though. This was about control. McFarlane wanted to ensure that his vision for Spawn would not be diluted or compromised by external influences. He wanted to create something that was entirely his own, about realizing a singular vision, a vision that was dark, complex, and unlike anything else in the comic book world at the time. And so, the Spawn universe was truly born. Spawn was no longer just a single title among many. It was a universe with its own rules, its own mythology, and its own unique place in the comic book landscape. No longer just a single title among many, Spawn now had room to breathe, to grow. It became a platform for McFarlane to explore deeper themes and more intricate storylines. McFarlane began to flesh out the world around his creation, introducing new characters and weaving intricate storylines. Each new character added depth and complexity to the Spawn universe, making it richer and more engaging. He explored themes of good and evil, heaven and hell, life and death. These were not just superficial elements, they were integral to the story, adding layers of meaning and resonance. The Spawn universe wasn't just about superhero punches and villains' plots, it was a narrative that delved into the human condition, exploring existential questions and moral dilemmas. It was about something deeper, something more profound, and fans responded. They were hooked. The Spawn universe became a phenomenon, capturing the imaginations of readers and inspiring a new generation of comic book fans. These are just a taste of the epic stories that have unfolded in the pages of Spawn Comics. Each issue is a wild ride through the darkest corners of the human soul. Spawn's impact on the comic book industry is undeniable. He ushered in an era of creator-owned comics, proving that there was a market for stories that were dark, gritty, and unapologetically adult. McFarlane's creation resonated with readers who were hungry for something different, something more than the traditional superhero fare.
But Spawn is more than just a brooding anti-hero. He's a symbol of hope, a testament to the idea that even in the darkest of times, redemption is possible.
His story is a reminder that we all have the capacity for both good and evil, and that the choices we make define who we are. Spawn is more than just a comic book character. He's a testament to the power of creative freedom, a symbol of what can be achieved when artists are given the reins. In a world where corporate interests often dictate the direction of entertainment, Spawn stands as a beacon of independence. He's a reminder that the best stories are often the ones that come from the heart, the ones that are driven by passion and a desire to push boundaries. So, if you're tired of the same old superhero tropes, if you're looking for something dark, gritty, and thought-provoking, then I urge you to check out the Spawn universe. You won't be disappointed.